Man, turn it off. Turn that off. I don't want to hear it. I'm in my feelings. Get about all of that. Moving on. Is it football season yet?
Hey man, we ain't doing that. Come on, what in the CJ Stroud is going on, man?
Oh,
We that's too early. Listen,
watch your mouth.
listen. Fans, facts, and feelings. NBA playoffs edition. Your boy Satch, he's back.
Fresh off of watching that, going and watching live that total collapse. We scratched, clawed, blood, sweat, tears, snot, spit, everything to get to game 7.
And wet the bed.
Man, I don't need no help. So what I was saying is, I got you. I got you. But don't worry, it's gonna be your time. But yeah, what I was saying is that we said, okay, we don't let Curry beat us. Did that. Don't
Yep.
let Butler beat us. Did that. Don't let Pazinski. Don't let him Pazinski.
Padinsky.
We did that. We did
Right.
that. I mean, we Jonathan Kaminga, he coming back. He coming back. Okay, yeah, shut him down too. Never did I predict that we was gonna let Draymond, Draymond Green, and Big Shot Buddy put up half a hundred on us between the two of them.
Wow. 50 piece and a biscuit.
What's with all this extras, man? I don't need all that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna yeah. When we talk about
Listen,
the
bro.
Lakers.
Listen.
Anyway, man. Anyway. I'm back to what I was saying.
Don't be in your feelings.
We wet the bed. Offensively, we did virtually nothing, which kind of plagued us the whole time. But remember when I said, when we first talked about before any of these games were ever played, I said if Jalen Green does not show up, we will lose. And he didn't show up all. I mean, he showed up one time the whole series,
Look,
and we lost.
look.
I mean, we just don't have and I see you lightweight trying to troll me though. I see what you're doing. That's cool. That's cool. I got you. I got you. Yeah. What? Say whatever you got to say, man.
Hey,
Say what you got to say, man.
no. I wanted. Listen, those were facts.
Don't start stuttering. Say what you got to say.
Those were facts. You were in your feelings, so we're gonna call that a push. That was. I mean, you were there. You were there, and so you predicted things. You said things, and I mean, you also said that Sagoon was going to have a good game. And I just want to tell you, man, as much as we, could talk about that young man, above me, and as much as we could talk about Udoka's substitution patterns that were questionable, I want to say Sagoon, I've never seen him be so unsettled per per possession. Like he would have an open shot and then go in for contact and do all type and then throw up anything. It's like, bro, I
Yeah.
think that he's kind of like Joker to you guys as far as the tempo and how he controls the ball. And he wasn't his baby Joker, man. So
That's
as
true.
much as you were right about Jalen and all those things, and we'll get to Jalen in a few, I'm gonna let you hit back. I just think that baby Joker let y'all down as well.
I mean, it's hard to say that when he averaged over a double double throughout the whole thing, and Jalen did not do anything. Was nothing like what he was all regular season, but Shingun continued what he had been doing throughout the regular season. So I
Facts.
cannot say
Facts.
that Shingun Albie let the team down. No, I can't let you say
Facts.
that.
No, my brother. I'm referencing to game 7, my brother. Game 7, he let y'all down.
Game 7. What was the stats? What you think it was? What you think?
I mean, regardless of what it was,
What you think it was? I mean, I can't let you just come out here just talking reckless about
no, no,
Alfred.
no, no, no.
What was
I
it?
watched the game.
What was it?
He probably gave about 19, 20.
That's not good enough.
No, you're not understanding his decision making and his tempo. He's a tempo guy. He controls tempo, and when he's not being efficient, it affects the rest of the squad. Especially when you got now we gonna get on Jalen. Especially when you got him not scoring well and just being a athlete that's not thinking. I mean, bruh, he looked like a kid that you wouldn't have thought that he was your leading scorer and been leading your franchise to a,
Yeah.
a, a, a second seed in the Western Conference. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think it was fool's gold as far as the second and the third conference people, representing those seeds being the second and third. As you see how they left, just it was you were either too old or too inexperienced, and the teams that were experienced or not too old got you. And I mean,
I feel
you
like
know,
from 2 to 10, it was so close that it really don't mean anything. A seed didn't really mean that you really did. It just might have who been stay healthy the longest, who had the good matchups, strength of schedule.
matchups.
It was so convoluted in there.
Yeah,
So
it
it was like
was
what, like 5 games separated 2 all the way to 10. So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, forget that. That didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter, bro. And so when you see them top two seeds go down, it's just like, okay, like the matchup wasn't well. But at the end of the day, as much as I'm going to say that Houston should have and could have won, Jalen did not perform. He was a no show. But I didn't like Udoka's lack of
Hey, we're
planned.
gonna talk about the Rockets lost for 10 minutes, man. Let's move on, Lakers. Let's talk. What's up, man? What happened?
A
What
lot of
happened?
things. A
Let me
lot of
get a
things.
background. Let me get a background of LeBron laying on the ground. What happened?
A lot of things happened.
Talk to
Okay?
me,
But what I'm going to say first and foremost happened, like I was leaving off with Udoka. Hold on,
man.
hold on, hold
Why you keep trying to? you right here, boy, you wildin'.
There's a correlation here. Just listen,
Okay,
brother.
okay, go
Listen.
ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
JJ Redick and his substitution patterns per letting Rudy Gobert have the game of his life, my guy. Like, you got 7 foot out there, you throw 7 foot out there with him. Don't just let him dominate per what he did, and that was horrible substitution
Right,
patterns.
Rudy Gobert might not even play this series coming up. This next
Come
series.
on, man. You allowed a guy that's not been effective throughout the playoffs the last 2 or 3 years to be the most dominant player on the court on a closeout game. Like, that was poor coaching. He blew up on the podium and showed his feelings when the reporters stated facts, and it trickled on over to the next game. I mean, he played guys too long. He played them a whole half, and then this next game, he didn't even play 7 footers against a guy that shined as a 7 footer. Now, that don't have nothing to do with the players that was out there and the things that were being done by both sides. But I can definitely say, moving forward, if you're a Laker and a Luka and a LeBron fan and they're building around Luka now, obviously, you have to get a Dallas Maverick like front court to support that kid if you think you're gonna do something. Because I watch within my coaching and scouting cap, GM cap, whatever you want to put on. There's no cap that this kid needs to be protected defensively. If you think you're gonna make any noise with Luka, any noise, like he's what Patrick Beverly calls a cone out there.
Well, you putting it all squarely on the coaching and front office there.
And not in the fact
That's
that
what
you
it
didn't
sounds
go
like
get a
to me.
center. You look, you didn't play, you kept Dalton Connect, who never played, but the guy that you could have traded for could have helped you. Like, what was the
Why did
logic in
you
that?
let out Connect?
They didn't play him.
They tried to get rid of him.
They tried to get rid of him. So if you're gonna keep him, why wouldn't you play him if you're gonna keep him?
It wasn't their choice to keep him.
They should have kept him, bro. I mean, they should have. They
No,
should have.
they already didn't trust. He was expendable. So if they was going, if he was in a plan to play down the road, down the stretch, they wouldn't have been trying to trade him. So don't complain when he's the last one on the bench. He behind Bronny.
No, he came in regular season all throughout the year and scored points. Like
Yeah.
he came in and gave them a lift every game.
After they tried to trade him.
After they tried to trade him,
Okay.
word to your mother. So I look, bro.
Get him through the season.
Look, and again, the matchup wasn't
But
well.
back to this, it had nothing to do with the players that played.
And the matchup wasn't well as far as Ant and Julius Randle having very efficient, good game. Like we didn't have anybody that can guard Julius. We didn't have anybody that could guard Ant. And so the people that we did, like Vanderbilt and Godwin, he didn't play. Vincent, he didn't play. So again, even though players didn't perform well, he didn't match the players up well. He didn't try to take the ball out of no one's hand. I never seen a double team against Anthony Edwards nor Julius Randle. They double teamed Luka though, and it seemed to work at times, if you can remember. So yeah, man. But it was a team Los Angeles Lakers organization loss from LeBron not playing as efficient as he usually did. He was banged up, but still no excuses. Luka was banged up, sick one game. I mean, and they lost to a younger, more hungrier team. And I'm done with the Lakers.
Sound like you just making excuses, man.
Man, listen, I told facts. There was no feelings in that. That was all facts. Moving on.
Man, I need the sound bite for James Harden. James Harden sound bite.
Boo, 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 boo,
No,
boo.
no, just not good enough.
Just not good enough.
Just not good enough. That's what
Hey,
it was.
wow. And they wasn't.
Just not good enough. Just say that then. You
I
said
said
all that to say. James Harden summed it up.
that's
Just not
bull
good enough.
jive. That's bull jive. It's bull jive. It's bull jive. I don't appreciate that.
It is no. Appreciate it. Appreciate it because that's how you gonna get better.
I understand that.
Just not good enough. Say it. Say we
We weren't good enough.
no. We
Hey
just
man, hey no, we not doing that.
yes. No. Say this shit.
Hey,
We just
we didn't get it done. That's all you getting out of me.
not
Listen,
good enough.
listen. Speaking of not getting it done, what do we do moving forward with these groups? What do we do? I would love to hear what we do behind with that guy behind me. What do we do
We
with him,
got
Satch?
we got capital. We got assets. Um, we just need to identify that guy, and we'll go get him. I don't know who that is.
KD. KD.
No, I don't want 38-year-old Kevin
He's not
Durant.
38.
36. Do I have to
Hey,
look up?
hey, last I checked, he ain't 36 declined in scoring.
I rather have Booker than him. He's not even the best player on this team.
You're not getting Booker though.
We can get whatever we want.
Not without Almond.
Nah,
And
we keep
they
we gonna keep him.
said he's untouchable.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him.
But I'm gonna just give you word on the curve on something that I heard from one of my good friends that's in the NBA circle.
Yeah, he 36, about to be 37.
36, 37. They're looking for a closer and someone that can come with this young team. And I feel like that this kid behind me, the way that he's declined in his play per just
No, he ain't declined. He stayed the same. He never got better.
well that part, but I'm talking about as far as playoff wise. When you look and see
Go ahead.
no in the regular season he
What's it?
played
Yeah, this is
in
first
the
playoff.
regular season he played well,
He did.
but in the
That's
playoffs
all better too. So
declining that way. And then when you look at the Cunningham kid, that's carrying his team. You hate to compare the two, but when they're 1 and 2, and I felt like that Jalen started out a little bit better, a little bit more promising than Cunningham did the first year or two. Now Cunningham was injured, and he had a bad organization,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. But I look for them to get rid of some first rounders, and they're gonna maybe. And I hope they don't get rid of Reed. I hope they don't get rid of somebody that's
Yeah, it benefits us to it benefits Phoenix to trade to trade with us because we got their draft picks.
yeah, and they need them.
It benefits Milwaukee to trade with us because we got the swaps. So, I mean, we got assets, we got draft picks, we got young players, players who I don't want to let go of. Obviously, Thompson. Obviously, I don't want to go get rid of Eason, and we need to keep him. I don't want Jabari to go anywhere. We need to keep.
Right.
I want to hang on to Reed. Anybody else?
They can go. They can go.
Oh, it's Shagun. Shagun. We gotta keep Shagun.
Well,
Think about
that's
it.
without a doubt. I
Right,
didn't think you
right,
needed
right.
to mention him, sir.
Anybody else? You can. But we gotta identify that player. I don't see that. Who's that dude that's gonna be up? I mean, Giannis don't do nothing for us.
Excuse me?
Giannis don't do nothing for us. He ain't got no further than we got.
You said Giannis?
Yeah, we first round knockout too.
Well, I mean, he didn't have Damian Lillard. And you seeing what the Pacers are doing now?
What did he do last year?
Who did he have last year with him?
What did he do the year before that?
I mean, listen, he
I
can't win it
mean,
all by himself. If you put him with that young team,
they put him on our team. That's what he gonna say. They gonna say we gave up all of this to get him. He's supposed to be the one to take us over the top.
no, what I'm saying is, if you put him with some of that nucleus that y'all have, you at least have a closer. You have a great defender. He's first of all, he's a top 3 defender in the league. You put him and Amin Thompson out there together, and that's 2 freaking bean post sticks out there.
Shingun.
And he compliments Shagun because Shagun's not athletic.
So we gonna have. We
Actually,
gonna
he's
have.
kind of like the perfect complement player. It's not like y'all shoot threes like that anyway. He only thing he don't do is shoot threes. And my thing is this right here: if you make Amon get better in off season to shoot some threes, then you'll be fine. You play Reed Shepard a little bit. You got some guys that can knock down the three. If Van Fleet's still on the team, he knocks down the three. So
Hey, we're gonna hang on. We're gonna hang on to Van Vliet. I can see Van Vliet read out there.
he's under a good contract.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can see that. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all not far away. Y'all not far away.
That's cool. We don't need Kevin Durant though. I don't want that.
He is a little old, but he
We're
does.
giving up too much for a couple of years of Kevin Durant.
Do you want me to tell you what it would be similar to? It would be similar to when Charles Barkley came after Phoenix, just a year or two more. That's all he really had, and he gave. Hold on. He gave the Rockets some good years. If it wasn't for Johnny Stockton hitting that shot at the top of the key, he would have got y'all in the finals. So don't act like Charles didn't have a good year when he came to Houston. Now, don't play my boy.
But what I'm saying is that that's not what we don't need an aging Charles Barkley right now. That's not what we're missing. Is what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that, brother. I'm saying that KD is similar to that mode as far as giving y'all some good years before he gets out of here. I think he would still be. KD would still give you 25,
I
28.
feel like we would have to give up too much for that. Like that's not going to be.
Well, if you want a better long term solution, what about Bradley Beal? Hold on. What about Bradley Beal from Phoenix? That might be a good fit to replace just Jalen alone, and then you don't got to give up a lot.
Yeah.
You just take his
But is he
contract.
that closer dude? Is he that guy?
Absolutely. And he's that mode where he's not too old, but he's still a veteran enough. He's a veteran enough, He's a veteran. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we might want to put that on receipt mode. That's on wax. Bradley Beal might be the guy that they go after.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go to the current.
What the Lakers gonna do, man? What y'all need to do? Yeah, I mean you kind of touched on it. You got to get big,
Eh,
right?
you got to get big and you got to get more athletic around Luka. I mean, that's really all it is. Because at the end of the day, if he's your centerpiece now, you got a 40-year-old guy that's on his way out the door. You got to back him up athletically. You got to back Luka up athletically. And you just, I mean, to me, at this point, though, at this point, Austin Reeves needs to have someone in there that's challenging him too.
So is the
Someone that
Lakers championship window closing,
is
or is it
close.
it's closed?
It's close.
I'm asking you, is it closed? Are they rebuilding? Rebuilding.
Absolutely not.
So the championship window is still open.
They have one more year. They have this year alone to win a championship mode. If if LeBron James is still going to be on that team, and it's his farewell, and Luka's coming back. First of all, Luka need to get some shape.
Will the Lakers be better when after LeBron James leaves than they are right now?
It depends on who they get in there to replace him.
No. Are the Lakers better right now, or are there better days in front of them?
I can't answer that
Why not?
because I don't know who's going to replace him. That's like
Okay? Let me ask you this. Is a 40-year-old LeBron James a liability at this point,
no
considering his contract and everything?
contract, maybe play, no.
I'm saying is you can't take one away from the other.
Well,
As a whole, is LeBron James now become a liability for the Los Angeles Lakers?
that's an opinion. That's not a fact. I don't think so. I don't think so.
You kind of feel like you don't want to answer this question,
No,
man.
because again, his value per play is well worth it per performance, ticket sales. All you gonna get it back with him, and he's.
Oh no, we just talking about basketball.
I know, but what I'm saying is, paying him and what he's worth, but then needing more players to back up the things that I said they need.
That's what I'm
You
saying. So now you having to do all of these things
well, again, but listen,
to compliment a guy who is on his way out the door and that you know. So now you're gonna make decisions for the long term about the short term, which makes it kind of seem like he might be a liability.
liability. Well, they did this for Kobe, and I'm not comparing him to Kobe. They hold on, listen. They rode Kobe till his wheels and his Achilles fell off, and they paid him when they didn't have nothing. I mean, this is what they've done in the past.
Man,
They
I don't think we might not even get to another team yet. We might just have to focus on this for the rest of the time. I want to hear. Go ahead, continue.
no, we're not gonna focus on this and
We
do this.
might
Is
need
not
to. We might need to
no.
continue.
What I'm telling you is,
Let's go.
Jeanie Buss, Palinka, they have a loyalty to the James family, obviously, by drafting their kid second round and making it about family. And they did the same thing with Kobe. Kobe was on his way out. They paid him high dollar. I don't see them not paying them high dollar, and I don't see him making a pay cut. He's already mentioned it. So at this point, is it making them a liability within getting better talent with per money? Absolutely. I'm not gonna lie about that. Will that make them be in contention to not win a championship? Absolutely. Rob Pelinka has showed to be stubborn enough to ride the James brand instead of riding the Laker brand.
Are you riding the James brand or are you riding the Laker brand?
With Luca and him there being there one more year, I'm gonna tell him, hey man, take this pay cut and allow us to get some more 3D guys like Doris Finney. If they get one more,
Wait,
if they
I'm
get one more
LeBron
Finney
James.
Smith guy, hold on. If they get one more Finney Smith guy, because I've recognized now, you can go ahead and trade Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt ain't nothing but somebody that likes to ruffle little feathers, and his attitude is bigger than his game. The people trade him and get another 3D guy. Get somebody to back up Austin Reeves because Austin Reeves is that man on one end, but not on the other. So you got to get a compliment in that fourth quarter that can bang shots in there. They should have never let go of Malik Monk, but that's another story. But I say this to say, yes, that window was closed. That window was closed. The
So if
Lakers.
you the GM, you Palinka, you keep kowtowing to LeBron, or you said, hey, I'm gonna tell him to take a pay cut. He can always say no. Then what?
I'm me personally. I'm not keeping Luca and Reeves. I don't think them two together are like what you call a master. Because when you take Reeves off the ball, he's not the same player. I mean, I think you need him taking the ball and making some decisions here and there. Unless you're gonna make him your sixth man or someone that's coming in and having his own few minutes to do his thing, get rid of Reeves and get something more athletic in there. That's first and foremost what I would do. But they
What you gonna
kept.
do with LeBron?
What would I do with LeBron?
Yeah.
I would let him. I would. I would let. I would let. I would let him and
What?
that.
What? What? What would you do?
Let him and that James gang go bang bang. Like go out. Yeah, yeah. Take his show on somewhere else, man.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
I mean, no, no, no. If you don't want to take a pay cut, go somewhere else and get your money.
Hey, I could think of 29 other teams that's willing to pay me.
But we gonna get something for you though.
No, you're not.
Yeah, you are.
No, you're
Just
not.
them free agent. You don't just walk away and they don't get nothing in the trades. We've seen that.
What you
They
mean?
they trade when them guys is free agents.
Not when LeBron has the way his contract is. He calls the shots,
Yeah, that's what you.
so
Hey,
he's gonna choose where he wants to go and on his terms. And why would he have the team that he going to trade everything away and put him in a situation where he ain't got nothing with a coverage to bear?
I mean,
Not
but
do it.
no, when these guys are leaving, bro, you're not recognizing that they have to like get rid of someone with them. Like we be thinking they be free agents, but then the other team that they go to, they gotta like give up something for them. I don't know what's working out with that, but you can't just walk
They
away.
be trying to free up salary cap space.
Yeah,
Well, that's all.
yeah. But nah, I know you probably thought that I was like, look, James Gang or the sexual or whatever they call him out here. But nah, I'm not. My GM
What?
cap,
What you say? What?
they call guys that are LeBron fans sexuals, man.
What?
That's
I
what they
never heard
call.
that.
Yeah, yeah, or something else, whatever they call them. I don't. Whatever they call. I listen, listen. Look, you got Jordashians, you got Mambacitas out here too, so it don't matter.
Hey,
You,
nah, we talking about don't do that. Don't do that. Don't you do
hey,
that.
hey,
Don't you do that.
if
Don't
you
you do
if you
that.
go to war, if you go to war for your
Don't you do that.
respective, go.
We talking about the Lakers right now.
We talking about the Lakers,
Right
and
now.
what I'm telling you is,
Currently.
If LeBron can't cooperate to make us have better 3-and-D guys, then you got to let him do what he got to do. Well, nah, man. Bronny jersey sales are going. The Laker James like they keeping that. It's a legit bus.
Yes, it's a cash cow. But in your world, you letting him go. So then what?
No, I'm saying you can go under these terms.
You can stay under these terms.
You can stay under these terms, but you can go on these terms. And
No,
that's just
he dictates the terms in which he goes. You can dictate the terms in which he stays. But the way his contract's set up, he dictates the terms of when he
hey
goes.
man, the way my checking account is set up, you can go.
Bingo. That's the
I'm just
case.
saying, but nah, that's a good topic, good debate. But listen, we got Boston and Knicks. It's 1-0. What is going on in Boston land? 45 missed threes. Talk about that.
Man, I can't even call it, man. It's where they playing, they're not gonna repeat.
Well, I agree. They don't have the same hunger, and I think there's better teams they playing against now too. I think that's really taking place. I think last year it kind of fell in their lap. Dallas was the perfect matchup for them
Yeah,
in
they
the
had a nice
finals.
run. They had a nice run.
If they would have played anybody else, it would have been tougher. But I say this to say, Jason Tatum's banged up. No excuses. He's banged up though.
Yes. Yep.
Holiday's banged up,
Mm-hmm.
and this You can't run that same kind of style of play with shooting those threes like that with banged up guys. And then on top of that, Horford, he's showing his age a little bit. He's getting up there in age.
Yo, yo,
And Porzingis ain't never been no defensive guy. He's either hitting on one end and then he'll block a few
he got
shots.
that gash on his head. He been a little gun shy. Been a
That's what I'm
little.
saying. It gets tough in the playoffs, and so that's your line. That's your front line of 38 to 40 plus Horford and a Porzingis who's only lined up for protecting the basket when you're a small guy coming at him. If you're big and you're coming at Porzingis, he ain't protecting that basket.
Right.
So that's what's
They
happening
got,
right
they got White coming out. He's scrappy. You know, he could do his thing. Don't forget
Yeah.
about Jaylen Brown. I mean, he's a monster. So I'm not gonna count him all the way out of this series.
Now one game don't mean nothing.
I just think it's hard for me to see them weathering the storm all the way through NBA.
Right. Even if they get past the Knicks.
Right, right.
Yeah. Like the East Conference Finals and the Finals, you don't see them going that far with the way they're playing now. And I definitely agree. That those are facts. That's not feelings. Those are
That's it.
facts.
That's it. You got to win three more series.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you though, bro. Even with that said, within them, we I just want is it just me? But does America and you not know that that guy over there wearing number 11 for them New York Knickerbockers is probably the one of the most underrated superstars that's played the game of basketball in a very long time.
How would you feel if he was on your team and you let him go?
I don't think Dallas had no choice at that time. His daddy was a Knick. They got fined for tampering. I mean, like he was gonna be with Papa. I won't be with my Papa. Papa, he burped that boy, put him on the court, and he was going to be a Knick. That was lined up. The Knicks needed a superstar, so let's just forget about that. All right, don't get in your feelings. Don't get Dallas Mavericks fans in their feelings. That was, yeah, that was done.
But to
But
be where they
again,
are right now and see him out there doing what he's doing, you know they got to be at least a little bit
it
salty.
stings. It stings because you could have had him on his rookie contract and got the lease for him, like the whole rip. But bro, that kid is a I mean, what is that? A bully? Like one of them dogs that are just real stocky and just like a pit bull terrier. That's a vicious and mean dog. You know what?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
he he
Uh,
he got it. He got it.
but his cast is mean and vicious too. Mikael Bridges
They just don't
is
have enough defense, man. That's
whoa. They play defense well enough
well enough.
to no. I'm saying they're playing well enough. Look, Carly Towns. I watched a few sequences with him. He's stepping it up a little bit defensively. People are getting on him about his offense sometimes, but I'm watching him play some defense. Sometimes you need to do that. And he shoots it from the three. We get on him about that a lot, but he's been banging them. I mean, look, I'm telling you, Tibbs and Carly Towns is a good matchup together because Tibbs is always going he gonna rear him in to tough him up as much as he needs to. Tibbs is not gonna allow him to just be straight Carl Anthony that the voice that gets
I
higher.
feel like I feel like Towns is a little soft by nature, and he needs somebody to bring it out.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I like that series to be similar to the Nuggets Clippers that just passed. I think it's gonna go similar to that as far as like matchup. One game blowout here there. That's going to seven. You
So
can
what that tells me is, man, because I mean they just went through it. The Knicks just went through a series like that, back and forth with the Pistons. I mean, how many of these can they go? And why do you think they continue to be in this type of back and forth series? And that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's because of lack of defensive prowess. Because that's what's going to keep you from going to back and forth like that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but again, they're scoring over 100 points a game.
Right.
So if you're doing that in these playoffs right now, you're giving yourself a chance to win. That's kind of how it's been.
Yeah, they did it against the Pistons. That's cool.
They got away with that armed robbery of a foul than that. And you said, man, that's the kind of series that make you lose. And they lost. They
Yep.
did. They did win the next game though. They did, and they
Mhm.
should have won Game 6. They blew it.
Yep. That's the thing. It's almost like the Knicks. Almost, yeah, man. I don't know. It's close to not even being here.
Right. What Dennis Green say?
They were who we thought they were. But we
Who
gotta
we
go
let him
through this.
on, dog?
Say, man, how about this, man? Funny story. I met Denny Green at a Drake concert
Shut your
in
frumpy
San
mouth.
Diego. I'm in San Diego on the campus of USD at a Drake concert, and I'll go in and I said, I said, is that Denny Green? He's my homeboy. I'm like, is that Denny Green?
No way.
I went up to him. I said, you Denny Green. I said, you were who I thought you were. He fell out laughing. And, and so
I'm
then
dead.
I was like, what are you doing here at this Drake concert? He said, my daughter told me, Daddy, Drake's coming to town. I gotta be there. He said, I told her, I gotta be there too. Well, you
Straight
gotta
up.
be there, I gotta be there too.
Hey,
So
rest in peace, OG.
I
Rest in
posted
peace.
up and chopped it up with Denny Green, rest his soul, for like 15, 20 minutes. We just chopped it up. Good dude. Yep, that's my Denny Green story.
Yes, sir. That's awesome.
I said,
Awesome.
you are who I thought you were.
Funny.
Letting you off the hook. I'm
Who you got in that series though?
gonna take Boston for their
Why?
last one because they've been there. I feel like New York flirts with disaster a little bit too much. I think they're gonna run out of gas, man. I think Boston is gonna be able to slow it down, but I think it's gonna be a grind of a series. But I think at the end it's just gonna be you can't go through two grinders in a row. I just saw how they should have lost against Detroit.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be an interesting series.
It is.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting series, man, the Cavaliers were riding high until the Pacers came driving by.
Pacers,
Woo!
bruh. The king of Naptown has emerged. That boy there. I said that boy there, Halliburton.
I bet you your boy Michael Epps is somewhere doing this right here. Lips, hips, and fingertips.
Bruh.
Hey, hey, Pacers. Pacers in 5. Cavs might get 1.
Do you say that because of the injuries, or do you just feel like Pacers just better?
Well, two things. The injuries and the fact that they going to Indy. They going back home in their bed, home cooking. They kids, the dog getting rubbed. Everybody hitting the trainers and they high fiving, all the media people. Like they back at home. They comfy. And then right now they got their head under the water right now. Like, bro. And look, Donovan Mitchell, as dynamic as he is, when you take an all-star out of your backcourt with him, and you take the defensive player of the year, who's also an all-star, that's too much to muster against a team that has depth and talent. And Indiana has it. Matter of fact, Indiana might be the deepest team in the NBA. Pause.
Here's the thing. It's hard for me to say that they are just out of it, knowing that out of the two games they played, they've led the vast majority of that time, virtually all of it.
Not the first game. First game, Pacers dominated all the way through, and then Cavs came back late, but then they still won. In the game that was played today, you're right. They did have the, but again, it's not that. It's just that they're going home now, bro. They stole two. Like, so if you
It's still
steal two,
you
and then
still
you,
two, you still two, but I've seen this happen before. You still two, you go home, you lose that first one, you still up 2-1. You win the second one, you go back to their place, and you lose that, and you only up 3-2 going back home, and now it's like the pressure, like you feel like you got to close out, or go back to go back on the road and try to win it on the road. I mean,
well,
you can still put them in a bind, but you got to win this. They got to win this next game. They
I'm gonna
have. If they go down 3-0, it's over.
just put it to you like this: with Indy being healthy and playing well, they're not just they're not just healthy; they're playing well.
Right, right.
The Cavs are unhealthy and they're not playing the greatest with their healthy. Like the guys that are out there, they're kind of so the matchup with that is not. Oh, Hunter went out. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! It's
Mm,
not. It's not just two all stars.
right, right.
You have a guy that you traded for that who's arguably like one of the best 6 man that's coming off the
That's
bench
what
as
I'm saying. I
well.
think it's the injuries more
It's
than
the
it is.
injury bug.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the bug. It's the injury bug.
Mm,
So, I mean, again, Pacers are hot, Cavs are not,
right, right.
and
I can see Boston and Indy playing next series.
easily, I can see the old Reggie Miller, Nick Madison Garden going on. I can see that series going on. The Pacers and the Knicks. I'm not counting them Knicks out, bro. I'm not saying just because they won one game that they're there, but I'm not counting them out neither.
Yeah, yeah. They could do it. They could.
Yeah. So, but that's gonna be an interesting series. But now, honestly, your boy Garland has an injury that the more he puts pressure on it and the more he does things, it swells more.
Yeah, in my heart, I feel like Cleveland's done. That's how I feel. I'm not gonna like totally count them out, but I feel
Right.
like they're done. Down 0-2, and like you said, the way Indy's playing, and they're just injured. So against a team that has a lot of depth, and they're not afraid to play those guys. And so for that reason, I do think Cleveland is out. I already gave you my pick in Boston. Um, let's talk about the other side when we got this great matchup out west between the Joker. Jeez, the Joker, man. And
You have a guy that is just dominating, um, and with Joker dominating the way he is, bro. Uh, I don't know. OKC, they you know, Chet held it down for the first three, quarters, but that fourth quarter is just like that heavyweight knockout,
you
and
see Chet get just mashed on. Oh my god, it was
that's what I'm
disgusting.
saying. And as much as I like Shea Gilchrist Alexander, um, Jamal Murray can match him point wise, and he didn't even have the greatest of games the other day. But again, I did a little mini segment last night.
And
Uh,
what I didn't like about what you said is you said that Jokic is underrated. How could he be underrated when he got multiple MVPs? He got championships. He's not underrated, dude.
Listen, when I say underrated, bro, even though he's MVP and all that, we don't talk about Joker enough. I'm serious.
Yes. He's been the talk of the NBA. What are you
I'm talking
saying?
about the media. I'm talking about like fans. Like
Yes, the media. Yes, they talk about Joker all the time. Yes,
I, I disagree. They well, look. You know who I you want? You me tell you who they talk about? They talk about Ant knocking out
LeBron,
Durant and
LeBron,
LeBron the last 2 years. Like that's all I heard. They crowning
LeBron,
this kid and he ain't did nothing but go make a baby and pay $1 million for it. So I'm just being honest. Who else? I mean, you know,
Joker, Joker. They talked about Joker, Embiid. That's who they used before he got hurt. They was just talking about them. Obviously, they talk about LeBron all the time and Luca. That's it, man. NBA got a little bit of shine, but he had to have a great season to even just get a little bit.
I
Come on,
mean,
talk about Tatum, but not as much as they talk about Joker. Jokic is not underrated at all. Not even
I'm
close.
saying, I'm saying, anytime you have 42 points and 22 rebounds, and it's not like on the headlines from here to today to tomorrow, you're not. Again,
Because he's done it so much, it's expected.
no, it's not expected.
We
No,
expect, yes,
Will, hold
expected
on.
from Jokic.
No, not 42 and 22 like he did the other night. Like, seriously.
Jokic does that, and nobody's surprised.
But they don't act a fool about it neither.
Nobody's surprised. He does it so easily, so commonplace that nobody's surprised. Now, if somebody that you didn't expect did that, then yeah, they'd be, oh my God. But it's like Jokic being Jokic,
Yeah,
Joker being Joker.
right. I mean, but it's,
Like, he's
again,
not underrated. He's expected to do what he's done.
but it's, I say it's underrated because it's not fabricated.
No, because he make it look easy. That's why he does it effortlessly. That's why you say that. That's why you feel like he's underrated because it's without all the fanfare. He just does it. He just goes in, like you said, bologna sandwich, pack my lunch pail, and go to work, dog. That's what he does. He just make it look easy.
I know. And I've unappreciated him for making it look easy.
That's
I've,
that's a fault of your own. Don't put that on everybody else. Talking about we underrated him. No, you slept on him.
but I'm saying also, as far as like how we put him up there with greats and how we discuss him and talk about him, he's not in the discussion.
Who not in the discussion?
Joker.
What discussion?
As like,
Top five in the league? Yes, he is. He's multiple
okay,
MVPs,
no,
man.
top five in the league. I'm talking about like, but
You talking about what?
top centers, top players ever. He's one of the top players ever, bruh. Like, let's stop playing.
I think when we get to that top players, everything that's
Hold
more
on,
like
hold
on
on,
the,
hold on.
towards the end of your career that people had those type of
See,
conversations.
so hold on, but no.
He's in his
Now,
prime, man.
now you're understanding what I'm saying when I say he's underrated. Okay, so think about what I'm trying to package to you, bro. The everyday, what he does, and his consistency, and how he makes it look easy, makes him be underrated and unappreciated. That's all I'm saying. If that makes sense. And me, I fell into that mode to not give him his greatness. I got a guy, Ty Cobb. We went back and forth on him and what he does and how he does. I said I had to apologize to him. First and foremost, he has the ball 80-90% of the time in his hand, man. He doesn't turn the ball over, and his tempo is exceptional. The difference between him and Luka is he knows that how to go down there and put some more effort on defense. He'll put more effort. He's not as talented moving the ball athletically, but he'll physically and mentally put more into the game as far as his heart and his effort. And that's why I respect and love Joker way more than I would fool with Luka. Luka just want to go out there and score and gripe. You know what I'm saying? Joker want to not. He don't want the credit. He don't want to talk about it. He just he puts his head down and gets it done. So I'm just saying saying he's like the
Because
greatest of all
Jokic
time.
don't really even like this, bro. He don't like this.
What?
He don't enjoy this. This is not what he wants to do. This is what he's good at.
Right.
That's part of it too. He just want to be out there with his horses. He want to be back home with his horses. But this is how he make his money.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
That's
he's
part of it too.
as much as
You ain't
as
gonna
much
catch him crying like Luca was.
nah. You ain't gonna see him being that he's humble. But listen, I'm gonna tell you though, as much as we're talking about that guy and how great he is, Aaron Gordon's been like literally improving his game, and he's the same. He's the complement to him as far as
Aaron
taking on that
Gordon,
mantra and playing hard.
Aaron Gordon for realizing and knowing his role. The guy that came in, everybody was expecting him to be like that elite superstar, and
Right.
he was not. He could have faded away. He could have been done. But he said, no, I'm going to find a way to stick around in this league and stay
Yes.
relevant and help my team to win. And regardless of whether I'm a max contract, uh, franchise player, I'm an NBA player. I'm a professional basketball player, and I'm gonna be professional about this. And I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do my job. And he was the perfect complement to another guy that's being a professional, that's going in and doing his job. That just happens to be the superstar of the team, and they
Yeah.
create a selfless
Hmm.
atmosphere within that team, and they're able to go out there. Remember, they lost their coach and their GM. They're on their backup coach right now, and they out there grinding. That's the thing. They have that's the culture that the players have created on this team. Because you can't say the coach, he's gone. The players have created this team. The GM that's gone built this team. The players created this culture, and to as such that they could insert coach here and still keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I absolutely feel like that the Denver Nuggets are an athletic front court player away from like being very dominant in this league. They got to get a young sitting like DeAndre Jordan. He's good for the culture and the locker room guy. He's got experience. But bro, think about who comes in and backs up Joker. Think about who comes in and helps Aaron Gordon them down in the front court. They don't really have it. They got Christian Broad and they got the kid Watson kid that's really playing well right now. By the way, I like Watson's starting to be a bigger Brown for them. He's starting to come and hit big shots and play defense for them. So, as long as Jamal Murray's healthy and they're steady, Porter's not healthy, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
But so it'll be interesting to see what Porter looks like. But nah, bro, that organization is all nuts and guts. And I like Mike Malone for them and what they were doing. The
Yeah.
Booth guy, I mean, they obviously won the championship with them guys, but they just felt like it wasn't going in the right direction. And they got Adelman's son, and they're playing
Well,
well. And and
I think
and
what it was that they got the guys were getting into it, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he said, "Hey, man, we're not gonna do that."
and he was kind of brash at moments. Malone, he,
Yeah,
he 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 didn't mind calling you out. No one, I don't care who
right.
you are. He didn't mind calling you out.
Out,
They called him right.
out of the organization.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, man. T Wolves, Golden State Warriors.
Well, first and foremost, I think that Steve Kerr is showing his Hall of Fame pedigree as far as coaching wise. I mean, if you tell me Stephen Curry goes out as early as he goes out, and there's not another Timberwolf hurt, and they get blasted and beat the way they would, I would say that's coaching. That's coaching. You had to get those guys mentally ready to play without him, and you had to pull the right people in and out in the strategy you played. So I'm gonna give that to Steve Kerr. But when Draymond Green is coming and giving you, points to go with all his leadership, and Buddy Hield is picking up from where he left off in the game 7, hey, I the Timberwolves, they're just bigger and younger than everyone. They're not experienced nor better at this point. So that's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Steph, bro.
I mean, I feel like you say that, but I think they could win this without Steph,
I do too.
and I think the reason why is not because of anything they're doing offensively. It's because of their defense. The same defense that frustrated and confused my Rockets is that same defense that we saw on the court against Minnesota this first game that held them to 88 points.
Yeah,
I mean, if you hold them to 88 points, under 90 points, they got enough offense.
that's dangerous. That's dangerous. And since Jimmy's been on that team, they've been number one in all defensive categories, brother.
Yep.
It's the Jimmy Butler effect. Jimmy Butler effect. So, I mean, At the end of the day, they're good enough to beat the Timberwolves, but they're not good enough to win it all. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think the Warriors have enough, bro.
So would it be something if Jokic and them find a way to win that series, and the Warriors face them to go to the NBA Finals?
Nuggets would definitely beat them, 6 or 7.
I think it would be a tough matchup for the Nuggets.
I think Joker will run circles around Draymond.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it depends on how
I
whistle
don't.
happy the referees will be because Draymond would have to foul Joker, bro. He can't guard him, bro. Have you seen their matchups, per in the past? He can't guard him, bro. Sagoon had his way with Draymond when he wanted to, and he's bigger than Sagoon. Don't forget Sagoon is
He ain't
baby,
got to stop Joker though.
huh?
He ain't got to stop Joker. Just hold him under 40. That's all he got to do. Don't let him score 40. That's the thing. That's the difference. Because of the way they're playing team defense, Jokic could go off
Yeah,
and they could still win.
yeah, yeah. Again, that's two experienced teams too, by the way. But I'm gonna just be honest with you. The reason why I feel like that the Nuggets would beat them is because I feel like on any given day, Jamal can do what Curry can do.
Can't nobody do what Curry can do.
Listen, Jamal can fill it up.
Can't nobody do what Curry can do if he on his A game. Just saying.
All right. I guess you forgot about Jamal Murray's run a few years ago when they won the championship.
Oh no, Jamal Murray's he ice water slaughter.
All right.
But that's a different level, bro. Come
It
on.
is. It is. It is.
So yeah, man. Regardless, we say I like to say, two great series on the West. I feel like we're gonna have a back and forth battle, bang bang on both of those series. Once again, the NBA is brought us the best of the best. Nice games to watch every night. Got to staying up till midnight watching these games because you on the edge of your seat. Kudos to them. But yeah, man, enjoyed it once again.
Yeah.
Another edition, fans, facts, and feelings. NBA playoff edition. You seen Jay Bright in his feelings. You seen him in his feelings. You seen how he defended LeBron to the end. Didn't want to admit it. Didn't want to say they just not good enough. You saw all of that on Fans, Facts, and Feelings. Don't miss it, because if you miss an episode, you miss good stuff. You miss a minute, you miss a moment, and that was a moment, my friend. That was a moment. You tried to troll me, putting Jalen. Yeah. But this all came back on you. Don't say nothing. Thank y'all for tuning in. We need these guests, so y'all line up. We already got quite a few.
Waiting on you. Hey, look. And one more thing, because for all mothers, wives, happy Mother's Day coming this weekend to you. We wouldn't be nothing without you. We love you. We thank you.
Yes.
And moms, y'all always speak the facts, and y'all always be in y'all feelings.
I ain't saying that. That ain't me. That's all him. That's all right. The same man that was in his feelings by LeBron, he talking about y'all always in y'all feelings. I ain't say that. That wasn't
Good
me.
feelings, emotions.
No. You saying they emotional creatures? What you saying, bro?
I ain't said nothing, but we love y'all and happy Mother's Day.
Love y'all.
Love.
Take care.